Hey guys, so this is by our hand, Tyrande Elune cinematic, and that's right, Tyrande Elune, because as you're gonna see in this, we finally get to kind of interact with Elune, who's been part of the WoW universe forever, but we've never really gotten to interact with her. So, but 9.1 Chains of Domination, Shadowlands, blah blah blah. So let's get into this.
How dare you come here, sister? After our cries for aid went unheard, unanswered.
I heard your cries, felt your pain, and in the wake of tragedy, sent forth a cascade of souls to sustain you.
Oh, the great tree. All who perished there were claimed by the Maw.
Then I have condemned my favored children.
By our hand, we may yet guide their souls unto their spring, starting with this one.
Tyrande invoked me. She must choose vengeance or renewal.
So there's a lot to unpack here. First off, we get to see, we saw the Tears of Elune, or the Tear of Elune in Egen. Who knew that the Tear of Elune was literally a tear of Elune? So now that we know that the Elune cries and they become like this coalesced crystal, and basically it became one of these pillars of creation. So the Tears of Elune are literally the Tears of Elune, which that's really really cool. So basically, what happened was Tyrande went crazy, and they kind of had to apprehend her and all that. But here we have Elune taking control of Tyrande's body and kind of speaking through her. And this is the first time this has happened. We've never been able to interact with Elune. She's always been this unseen goddess who comes at the most random of times, or when someone prays to her. And but here we have Elune talking with her sister, and you can kind of tell that's her sisters. There's that interaction between them, the way they talk with each other. You can tell that they're sisters. So the Winter Queen was kind of pissed off at first, because she's like, we called out for you, we begged for you, and you didn't show up. But then Elune was like, I sent souls over here. I sent because there was the anima drought. So to Elune, she knew that she could sacrifice the night elves in Teldrassil. So basically, she'd lull them to sleep. So that way they would burn, but they wouldn't feel any pain. She was thinking, yeah, they're going to go to Ardenweald. They're going to be able to benefit the Winter Queen by kind of, having a nice flow of anima. But because they're in Ardenweald, they're night elves and all that, they're going to be able to reincarnate and come back anyway. So for them, they're not really going to die. So she's going to pretty much two birds with one stone here. But Elune apparently didn't know that the souls from everywhere were being funneled to the Maw. So when she finds out from her sisters, it's like, hey, yeah, the souls that you tried to send us went to the maw. So, Elune was like, I kind of let down my favorite children. So she favors the Night Elves above all her other, essentially children. They're not actually really her kids, but they praise her and revere her. And she bestows gifts on them. And so they are kind to her kids, but just symbolic. But so we know that Night Elves are more favored by Elune, which is why she seems to be hanging out on Azeroth most of the time for some reason. But so Elune finds out that, yeah, all those souls that you sent went to the Maw. We didn't receive anything. There's no souls here in Ardenweald that you sent us. We're still kind of in a bad situation with Anima. So that's when she kind of, sheds her tear and kind of realizes that, something has to be done. But I just, first off, just look how gorgeous that is. That is just, team, our team, as always. And I'd say she's got some, like, thick fingers, the Winter Queen. She's, like, fucking thick. But here we have a Loon, a tier of a Loon. And, so she says that Tyrande has to choose between vengeance and renewal. And we see that Tyrande essentially chooses renewal over vengeance. The end, we see that the power looks like it's faded away. But her eyes are still kinda like a Loon. So I think because she's had a Loon with her, and she essentially made the right choice. I think she's still going to have some of the Night Warrior powers. It may not be as strong as before, but she's definitely going to be able to tap into them. Considering now Elune knows what horrible things have happened, that all the souls that she intended to go to Ardenweald to help with the Anima Drought ended up going to the Maw instead. A terrible place where they're tortured and it's just this miserable existence. So I think she's going to stay with Tyrande and kind of continue to give her that power, except it's not going to be filled with vengeance and hatred and anger and all this other stuff that Tyrande was filled with before. Now it's going to be a sense of kind of the will to set things right. She's going to want to go and take out the jailer and for messing this up, and also Juan Samdi seemed to know what was going on with the souls being funneled to the maw. So I just find it strange that Elune, who is a goddess, who is way more powerful than Juan Samdi, had no idea it happened. It just shows that she may be a goddess, but she's not all-knowing. So, but they're gonna use they use Tears of Elune. Like I said, it's great that we see that the Tear of Elune is literally a Tear of Elune. We see Tyrande. She gets a little smirk at the end. No, I didn't want that. Actually, no, that we already saw that one. Never mind. Battle for Ardenweald. Can I just, go back already? Okay, yeah. It's just the cinematic, though. It just anything but the glitter and the sparkles. I'm so childish, though. It's like, ooh, sparkly. But so it's crazy that she didn't know anything that happened with the Maw. But then again, seems like a lot of people in the Shadowlands sometimes, didn't even find out until we told them. the fact that she could have stepped in to help Teldrassil. I'm like, she could have easily put out the fire. She could have kept them on Azeroth as wisps and all that, but she chose to essentially just flat out kill them. So, like I said, she put them all to sleep, so that way, while they burned, they wouldn't feel anything. Um, Knowing full well that they're going to go to Ardenweald, they're going to be able to supply the anima that Ardenweald needs, but they're also going to reincarnate. So, meaning they're going to come back. Would they come back as what they were before? Most likely, I mean, when Malorn and Cenarius and when they all died, this is where they went. They went to Ardenweald and they just reincarnated. So you can, I guess you can choose to kind of come back as what you were before, or you can choose to be something else. We saw Ysera, same thing. She died, and here in Shadowlands, she came back as what she originally was. So that was Elune's plan, apparently, was to just have them go, help out with the drought, have them reincarnate, no harm, no foul. But that's not what happened. But then there's also the thought now that maybe Sylvanas knew about it. That it would imply that this was also part of Sylvanas' plan to have the Night Elves go there and, you know, but, look at those hands, though. Freaking thick, yo. She's a big lady. She's a big one. But, yeah, so we don't really know if she's going to have the power of Elune still. Most likely, like I said, considering Elune now knows firsthand that all those souls that the people that she killed, instead of going to the place where she wanted them to go and to be reborn, they went to the Maw. Now, a lot of those people there we helped, so it's not all bad, but I'm sure there's still plenty more poor, tormented souls in the Maw who haven't been rescued. And so now that kind of guilt is going to weigh heavy with Elune. People think, oh well, she's just she's a goddess. She doesn't really the life and death of mortals. She's indifferent to that. She doesn't care. When obviously she does. She said that she condemned and whatever her favored children. So she does care for the people who praise and revere her, and she obviously loves the Night Elves more than all of them. So yeah, she's going to feel guilt. So what better way to not get revenge, but to see things right than by giving Tyrande access continuously to, even if it's just like an ultra instinct kind of thing, where, she can have her, just her regular Night Elf form that we see, and then she can just tap into this ultimate power whenever she chooses. But it's not going to be filled with hatred or anything like that. It's going to be, what it's supposed to be. This like raw power of Elune, the power that kind of lets you do anything. So we'll have to see where that goes. But I like this cinematic. It was short, sweet, to the point. Our team, obviously great as always. It was great being able to kind of see Loon for the first time, even though it was just her talking through Tyrande. It was I'm guessing it was not really a great reunion between sisters, but at least the Winter Queen now knows that she was trying, that her sister was trying to help. Because I can't imagine her sister this entire time thinking, oh, well, Elune just abandoned us and this and that. She doesn't care. She's thinking that Elune hated her and wasn't going to help. But then Elune's like, no, I did help. I sent souls over here trying to help you guys out. It's like, well, they never came here. They never came here. So I'm sure the Winter Queen is kind of, relieved knowing that her sister does still care, that she isn't just this, indifferent goddess who just travels around, oh, live or die. I really don't care about these people. So she must be relieved that her sister still cares, even if it's not about the Shadow Realm or Shadow Realm, the Shadowlands in general. She still cares about her sister enough to send those souls to her, to help out, knowing full well that they can come back after they've done their duty. So we've seen a lot of things here. We've seen a reunion of sisters. We've seen that the tear of Elune is literally a tear of Elune. We've seen Elune in some way. So there's a lot of shit to unpack in the cinematic. I can't wait for more. Like, I want to see what Elune looks like, because I bet her motto would be amazing. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to spoil it because she's been so mysterious this entire time. I mean, we're finally getting to see her talking to someone, and it's been how many years? 15, 16 years? So there are some people who are like, no, I don't want it ruined. I don't want to see Elune. And then there are people like, no, we want to see Elune. Even if we don't interact with her, we want to see her in some kind of way. But let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see Elune? You know, I would rather have her just like kind of come in as like not a cameo, but you know, she comes in, does her thing, and then she just kind of like, I don't know, waifu, knifeu off with Zalatath. She just like buggers off to like the distant cosmos or something. Um, so it's like, okay, yeah, hi guys, I've helped you out. My children, I love you. Thank you for revering me. I bestowed this gift upon you. Okay, bye now. Um, so I just want to see what her motto would look like. That I would imagine being a god, like a literal goddess. She would be absolutely gorgeous. Um, I mean, if her Night Warrior, if Tyrande's Night Warrior mode is any kind of implication with the sparkles and like the almost like universe looking color palette, Elune is by far gonna look totally fucking badass. But like I said, let me know what you guys do. You want to see Elune? Do you not want to see Elune? What do you think about the tear of Elune literally being a tear of Elune? Um, did you think Sylvanas had this planned as well, with knowing that the whole Elune thing with her trying to send him over? And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.